just a while ago.
I don't get your question.
If you're on a bowl, what is up and down on a bowl?
There's no way to know it. There's no way to determine. It's whatever you perceive it to be. It's whatever. There's no up and down in the universe.
What?
There's no up and down in the universe. Like, what do you mean? There's no way. There's no. It's like it's whatever you choose up and down to be.
So you choose up and you choose down, or is there a general up and down? I don't think you choose up and down. You can choose to walk down the street. You can't choose what way is down.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay. So down is the center of the earth from what we're from, so we can understand, right?
For that, you need a radius, wouldn't you? Who measured the radius?
I don't know. Up is the way.
So for this place to be a ball, we need measurements. We need someone who's actually measured it to be a ball. And the problem is that we come across all the time is that no one's measured it, but they give you a measurement. Now, how did they get that measurement?
It's not a precise measurement.
Well, how did they get?
Do they? I don't know this. Do they say it's a precise measurement? Because I don't think that there is a way that you can measure it precisely. Like, just like how they can't measure the distance. They measure it like.
Okay, so think about it.
They measure it roughly. They can't measure the distance between a different planet and this planet, right? It's not precise. It's not precise.
So for all their maths to work, what happens is, right, they had a measurement for Earth. They estimated that Venus was the same size as Earth. That's how they got the distance to the sun. Now, for that, you need a measurement.
Mm-hmm.
So how do they know that the Earth was a certain size to compare it to these other things that they're speculating?
I don't know.
Yeah.
That I don't know.
And then, okay, let's have a conversation then. So don't you think that that's a problem, that they don't have a measurement? Because everything... Yeah, go. Sorry.
They can do things to not precisely measure it, but they can do things to roughly measure it.
Okay, how do they do that?
They can say that they like you go into space, you look at the size of a mountain, right? You measure the mountain, right? The size of the mountain, you measure the mountain, and then you just put that next to each other, next to each other, next to each other, like shit like that. I don't know how they did it, but that's just
to go to space, you'd have to go to a place that's it's a violation of thermodynamics. So you'd have to convince me that they've been to space. So do you know if they've been to space or not?
I'm pretty sure they've been to space.
Okay, so for their explanation of how they get to space is that they fly around the globe and get to an exit point, right? For that to work, you need the maths of a globe. Otherwise, they're just flying nowhere, just imagining where they have this measurement of the globe. To get these things to work properly, they have to have a measurement of the globe. So who measured the globe? No one. No one's measured it. They just made up these numbers.
So why would that? Why would saying that there is space? Why would that be a way to control people?
I'm not
Because
sure about motives. So I don't know what anyone's thinking. I can't answer that. But
like
what you
why would it what the fuck, like what would be the reason to be like, oh, the earth's a sphere and not a disc or whatever you guys say it is, or the
well,
earth's a sphere, not flat, a sphere,
I can
not
speculate.
flat. Why would they, why would that be something that they would lie about? Like what what's up?
Oh, well, I can speculate on that, but I'd be trying to work out what's going on in someone else's head, which I'm no mind reader. But there could be many reasons why they do it. Maybe they want you to feel like you're a nothing a nothing insignificant piece of space dust. Maybe they want you to feel like that. Maybe they want you to think that, oh, we can't go anywhere because outside there's a vacuum. Maybe they want that. Who knows? I can't tell you. But what you need to, instead of thinking about why they lied, you've got to work out whether they lied or not. Everyone on here has been looking whether they've been lying, and they've been lying. They've been lying about the radius. They've been lying about the curvature. They've been lying about going to space. I can guarantee that. So you got to you got to
I
stop.
believe I believe that they have lied about going to space before. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you got to think, if they've lied about going to space, then are they capable of doing it again and again and again and again? And they go, this is too easy. Let's just keep on lying. So that's what you got to think as well. So it's not a question of, like, I know you came on here to get someone to try and convince you that the Earth is flat. What you got to look at is the Earth a globe, and then start from there. Because once you start looking at these things, you're going to realize that what they've been telling me is not correct. And then you'll look further into it and further into it, and everyone who looks further into it becomes a flat earther. I'm sorry, it's just the way it happens, because they just lie about everything.
Oh,
Go outside.
I'm
Go outside during the day. Look up in the
hearing something.
sky. We're not moving. We're not moving. We're not spinning. I don't see any curvature. We can't measure the curvature. We see way further than what we're supposed to see. I know you're going to say refraction. Everyone says the magic refraction. But refraction happens everywhere. So they want to use refraction, and then they don't want to use refraction. So there is refraction. Of course, there's refraction. But does it refract to make it look flat? Or does it refract to make it look
My bad.
curved?
I was reading what the guy's putting in chat.
What is that? I'm not looking at it. I'm driving.
Yeah, my bad. I was looking at what the guy was typing in chat. I wasn't listening. He was just going into nearly every photo last feed. It is an embarrassment.
I had a quick question for Timbo, right quick.
Oh,
Yeah, mate. I've got a couple of minutes. So
For sure. I was just gonna ask you if you've ever been to that Flat Earth Park in Sydney.
the what? Flat Earth Park? Where's that?
Yeah, I'm trying to look at the name of the park, but it's located somewhere in Sydney.
I don't know. I'll have to look for it. I'm in Melbourne, so I'm about 10 hours drive away from Sydney. But I'll if you find it, can you post it?
I'll just send you a DM if you don't mind.
Yeah, sweet, mate.
Yeah, look,
Who's that? Is that
I
the
have a
whistle?
very, I'm gonna be honest, I have a very open mind, right? I have a very open mind to new ideas and shit like that, right? But it's not making sense for the Earth, like the theories that you guys come up with, the
That's
things that you
not a
guys
theory.
say, it doesn't make sense. Like you
You know
guys,
why it doesn't? It doesn't
like
make sense to
the
you at
things
the
you guys
moment
say,
because
like the things you guys say. Like I remember, Leo told me, he was like, if you stack up rocks on top of each other, why do they not? Why do they not fall? Because of the speed of the Earth, stuff like that.
yeah, because it's not moving. What you got to do right is
can I just quickly ask him something?
But that didn't make no sense
Consider,
because you could
guys.
go on a plane and
Um,
you could stack
hold
things
on,
on
hold
top
on.
of each other.
Consider this, right? Suppose nobody had ever told you that the Earth is moving. Okay,
Hmm.
what do you experience or observe in reality that would tell you that the Earth is
Oh, you would not be able to feel it. You would not
moving?
be able to know. That's why for thousands of years everybody thought that the Earth was flat.
Okay, fair enough. So what we experience in reality is that the Earth is motionless and the horizon seems flat, right? So
Hmm.
it's just a logical starting point. From okay, this
Hmm.
is what I experience. It could be something else. There might be evidence for that being something else, but you start with what you experience directly, right? I mean, you use your senses every day to interact with the world and people quite accurately, usually.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna listen to you. I'm looking in chat. My bad. Say it again. Uh, I'm listening to you now. I stopped
I
looking
was
in
just
chat.
pointing out that not discount what you experience directly.
Oh yeah, what you experience directly isn't. Well, I've learned that
Right, like I mean, exactly like you just said,
what you
because
experience directly, what you experience, and what you perceive as my bad, what you perceive as reality can be something different.
well,
That's
sure,
like
yeah, but that's the point. Like it could be something different than what you observe. That's cool, but that doesn't mean that it is, or that what you observe is wrong, right? Just because it could be something different.
mhm. Yeah, but yeah. So what I'm saying is, I just want to see why I'm wrong. Perfect reflection of
Did you want
water.
did you say you wanted to see why you're wrong or if you're wrong?
Well, yeah, why I'm wrong. Tell me why I'm wrong.
About what? Wrong about what?
The Earth being a globe.
Oh, okay. Because I thought the last thing you said is that things aren't always what they seem, or something like that.
Oh yeah, for
What they
sure.
seem.
Things aren't always what they seem.
No, not always. You're right. But would you expect that 100% of your total experience would be the opposite of what it seems? Like, let me ask you this: if you went to the doctor, right, and he said, "Here,
Mhm.
take these pills," these charts here and the blood work I did and everything else, they're telling me that you're dizzy right now. So you need these pills. But you knew you weren't dizzy. I mean, you know if you're dizzy or not, right? You know you're not dizzy, but he's telling you to take pills because he's determined that you are dizzy. Would you take the pills?
No.
Did you hear the question? No, you wouldn't take the
Yeah,
pills
yeah.
because you know if you're dizzy or not, right? Doesn't matter what the doctor says just because he's an authority or he's supposed to know, right?
Mhm.
So you know if you're dizzy or not. And if you were on a spinning ball going several different directions at what adds up to millions of miles an hour, you'd be fucking dizzy. Just because someone tells you that you wouldn't be, don't just take their authority to assume that they're right about that. When you look at the speed,
that's something
changes,
that
and you look at
yeah.
the enormity of the numbers, it's just mind-boggling that we all used to, at least most of us, accept that it was just, oh yeah, it spins so fast you can't feel it, or it's spinning at such a uh, a, a distance with the relativity of it and all. But they want to compare it to one linear direction of a plane. Just because you don't feel it in one linear direction of a plane doesn't mean that it works the same going in multiple directions, thousands of miles, 60 some thousand miles around the sun. The sun goes 500,000 miles per hour, they're saying, 500,000 miles per hour. Does that make any sense? That we're being dragged along with that? I mean, it's insane to just assume that they're right about that.
Well, if you think about the massive scale of space and the fact that things don't slow down, it would make sense for it to be things to be
Is
moving
that
at
is
that
that
distance,
massive that massive scale
at
of
that
space?
speed.
Is that something you observe, or is that basically imagination?
It could not be real. I haven't seen it. I also haven't seen that the Earth is flat. I know what I
Have you
know.
ever seen the horizon anywhere?
What do you mean?
Well, if you've been outside on the Earth and seen the horizon anywhere,
Hmm.
why did it curve?
What, like the you talking about what?
Well, the horizon that you saw, did it appear to curve? Because I mean, you
No.
just said you said you don't experience a flat Earth. So I was just wondering what do you experience?
Well,
Yeah,
you don't see it
where they
curve.
get their word horizon from, right? Horizontal. The word horizontal. Does horizontal usually mean curved to you?
Mhm. But I, I don't. I just don't
Have
get
you ever
the. I don't
experienced
get the.
as a
I don't
spinning
get
ball?
the.
Ever experienced? I mean, you don't feel spinning. I mean, all of us would have to agree that it seems like it's a stationary plane, right? Everyone, even the ballers admit to that. Our total experience is a
I
stationary
mean,
level there.
he even conceded to it earlier, which was good, I think, because means he was being honest. That if nobody had told him Earth is moving, you'd never be able to figure it out or tell based on what you experience.
Oh, yeah, for
Well,
sure. You
that's
wouldn't
an
be.
issue, right? Because it means that it's only something that we're told, and it's not something that we can experience or can prove.
Hmm.
So it's entirely
But
faith based,
but the thing,
which is like the point where I said, yeah, no,
but
thanks, this is enough for
but
me.
okay, but the thing is, you guys, the theory, like the thing that I keep getting stuck on and being like, well, this doesn't make sense. Is why is a plane different than the Earth?
Why is the plane different than the Earth?
Like if I'm talking about a plane, like a physical, like a fucking flying plane, not like
Yeah.
the plane, but
Why isn't it just
why
the same to be
why
going 1,000 miles an hour
why
in
does
circular motion?
no, but why does why do you not why are you not fucking why is your head not hitting the back of the seat and your fucking hair is flying to flying
Because it's
backwards, like
enclosed.
Why would you be? You're in a
Because it's enclosed.
exactly. You're in a closed box of air. The air is moving with the plane as well. So like, what's the issue? And
the
there's no rapid change in acceleration or velocity or anything like that, right?
if the atmosphere is real, then
Yeah,
when
but
you
what keeps
What
the
does that mean?
atmosphere contained?
What does that mean?
What keeps what keeps the atmosphere contained like the cabin of a plane?
hmm?
What keeps our atmosphere contained like the cabin of the plane?
Gases.
No,
Gases
that is
contain
the
gases.
atmosphere.
How do
The
the
gas is
gases
the
contain
atmosphere,
itself?
right?
What
And the
contains the
gas.
gas?
I don't know, man. I'm not into the shit like that.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, but
yeah,
that would be a really important answer to try to figure out if it's possible that we're on a globe, right?
yeah.
Because without a container of some sort, the gases seems like the gases would, you know, dissipate. High to low pressure.
Well, how? Well, there's you can't dissipate. There's no dissipating in space.
Well, that's the thing is they say that space is a vacuum, right? Or it's 10 to the negative 17 torr, or like almost a perfect vacuum, they say. So why wouldn't that then be the lower pressure from which the higher pressure of our atmosphere, our pressure system, right? We have an atmosphere or
Mhm.
an atmos, right? So how could that not dissipate into a vacuum? Now the answer on your side or on the side of the globe is gravity, right? But they've got a lot of problems with that. And I'm not going to get into that right now. But you got to look into the speeds of it, bro, to begin with. Just look at the speeds, figure out that radial rotation is not the same as surface rotation. Look at the orbit around the sun. I mean, there's so many contradictions. I sent you you might have seen. I sent you a message as well as about 20 videos that you can't find on the internet anymore very easily because they hide them all. Why would they have to do that? If it's so stupid, right? And it's not a theory, by the way. You keep calling it a flat Earth theory. I mean, you don't have to. If you're sitting in a chair, you don't have to believe you're sitting in a chair, right? You're just sitting in a chair. If it seems like we're on a stationary level Earth, well, there's no reason to assume we're not, unless you believe in something about it being the opposite of that.
Hi, mate.
Without any,
Ice Blast 24th.
I didn't hear that. Whoever was talking. Was somebody hot micing, or did they have something to say? Anyway, do you hear what I'm saying?
Oops, sorry, that was me.
No worries.
Yeah.
What's your name? What do you go by? Fourth?
Fortnite,
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you haven't looked into this yet. It was pretty much like the last thing any of us thought might be possible.
I've looked into it, not like too in depth. I've looked at like a couple of videos. I've looked at like a couple of videos of the flat Earth side and the and then people disproving that.
Yeah, disproving that it's flat.
Mm-hmm.
How would they do that?
I don't know. I don't remember. It was a while ago.
You know the concept of a straw man ever? You ever heard of the concept of a straw man? You know what that is? They call it a straw man because it's like you're recreating the argument made of straw, right? It's like you're putting up an argument for your opponent as if that's what they're saying when they're really not saying. They call it a straw man because then you can take down the idea of what you've decided that they think very easily if you make it stupid enough, like the Flat Earth Society. That was all created to make the idea of a flat Earth ridiculous on purpose, right? So that anybody looking into it comes upon that and they turn away, like most people do right away, because that's the first thing they feed you on Google. And on YouTube, the first thing they feed you is like Mark Sargent or, at the very best, and mostly shill videos that are just trying to like make it look bad. But they do a terrible job. If you look into both sides of it, you'll find out. They do a terrible job. But it's just like and it's usually because they're straw manning it, saying that, oh, flat earthers think this. They think the Earth moves upwards at 9.8 meters per second squared, or they think that the Earth's disk in space, or some of these things that no flat earther will ever tell you that that's what they think. Most every flat earther will tell you that they're no longer a believer in the spinning ball, and that's about it. Otherwise, you're just stuck with your default reality, your base axiom. That's your experience, and you have no reason to doubt your experience unless there's good reason to believe the opposite of that experience is true. And we looked into it, and the theories don't hold up, bro. Look at some of those videos I sent you, because you're not going to be able to find those in just a light search. Those are the old school ones.
Yeah, I'll look into it later. I need to go to sleep soon. It's 5:19 a.m.
All right, yeah, take a
But
look at those. Come back and let us know. I was gonna also send you actually a recording I made of somebody that was in here with, not a whole lot of looking into this at one point, but he came back recently and said, I was in here completely convinced that you guys were wrong, and I'm an astrophysicist. I was studying to be an astrophysicist, and I found out you were right, and I'm back. I have a recording of it. I'll send to you. All right.
so yeah, see, if I talk to you, right? If I was talking to you, it would be more productive, right? I still believe that the Earth is not flat, but
Well, of
I'm saying
course, nobody. It takes time.
talking
All
to
of us.
you,
It took
it
a lot of
was
time.
yeah, no, talking to you is more productive because when I was talking to the other people, people were fucking sitting there interrupting me. It was multiple people at a time. It was I was
Yeah,
getting
people get
interrupted.
excited.
You know what I mean? Multiple
Yeah,
people
it's
at a
hard.
time.
It's hard. I understand.
People like you know what I mean, being like looking down on me, like saying little sly shit,
Yeah,
like
yeah, you don't
like
do that.
white people shit
That
and stuff
that
like
goes
that.
with
So it's like,
the territory. There's always going to be people that are, looking to troll, even if they're trying to tell the truth, and it sucks. But just read what I wrote you in the message. Watch some of those videos, and if you're really interested, I mean, I'm sorry. I actually recommend that you run away now, because if you'd rather not know, then don't look at those videos. If you'd rather just keep believing in the ball, that's cool. Just keep doing that, because you're going to find out that we're right if you really look into it. Just warning you ahead of time.
yeah,
All right. You need to get some sleep then, huh?
yeah. I'm gonna peace out, man.
I sleep a lot better knowing that I'm not on a spinning ball. Well, have a good rest.
I'll look at the stuff that you showed me. I'll look at some of them. I'm
All right,
not
cool.
gonna say I'm
That's a
gonna
good
look
place
at
to
all
start.
of them because that's a lot of time.
No. I
But
wouldn't expect that. It takes a long time, but there's just a lot of options.
yeah. All right, later.
All right,
One.
man. Come back again. Talk to us, brother.
All right,
Have a
for
good night.
sure.
All right, bro. Laters.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna just go to Leo. Just go
Go
to
to
what do you
sleep
call it?
watching one of those, right? There you go.
Nah, I'm gonna just go to Zooted. I'm gonna go to my server. If someone
All right, send me an invite.
want to join,
Sure, why not?
all right, man.
Yeah, I'm in a lot of Discords, man. I go all over the place.
Yeah, it's kind of. I don't think it's your Discord, to be honest. I don't think it's your kind of place.
I don't have a kind of place. I'm interested in all kinds of shit.
It's a lot of. It's like a gang Discord. Like a lot of people are
Oh, a gang.
gangs.
Do I have to do some kind of blood oath to get in?
No. I mean, like it's a lot of felons in there, and like
Yeah, it's cool. I have a lot of felon friends actually, or I used to. Not that I was a
all right,
felon, but I'm cool with everybody.
yeah, all
Yeah,
right,
if
for
you want.
sure.
Either way,
All right.
but at least come back. At least come back here if you don't want to send me an invite. But do
I
otherwise. I'll
sent
come
you an
check
invite.
you
I sent you an invite.
out. All right, cool. I'll come check you guys out.
All right.
Yeah, watch
All
some
right.
of those vids, man. Hey, you know what? That 200 proofs will probably put you to sleep, so you could use it that way at least for tonight. But there's more exciting ones that come after that.
All right.
If you ever want to use it, if you ever want to get to sleep fast, though, just put on 200 proofs, and you'll be drifting off and learning at least a little bit before you actually fall asleep. All right, man. Take care.
All right, man.
Later. That was funny. Sorry for jumping in and pouncing on him. I got a little excited hearing him talk to you guys.
Dropping a seed.
Yeah. Is that?
Well, it seemed like he was able to think about it at least. So that's good.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounded like he was going to check those videos out. Sucks because anybody looking into this is kind of fucked from the start nowadays. You know, you have to know the exact title of the video you're looking for, and then still, if it's flat Earth related, you're like scroll, 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 scroll. You know, with the exact words of the title, and you can't even find it unless you like scroll tons of pages down. It sucks. It makes no sense. They should have like a search, but an alternate search engine for YouTube videos that someone makes, where if you put the exact name of the video in, it'll come right at the top. Maybe they already have those.
You should have had him check out Martin Kinney's Universal Disclosure video.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. I'll send it to him.
100%. I mean, a lot. He talks about a lot of different stuff in there.
Yeah, I love that video. That is a good one. Totally. I was all about Martin Kenny. I think he's like a cult leader in some crazy spiritual development getaway somewhere after the plasma event didn't happen.
It's a what do you call it? A community of people.
Mm-hmm.
They pay a lot of money to live there.
Yeah, I bet they do. He'd be a great person to be the head of a fucking cult or commune or whatever you call it. That group of people. He's so cool.
Commune.
Yeah. They always make us think those things are like, you know, wicked and culty when they usually aren't.
As long as he's not brainwashing people.
Yeah, I think he pretty much believes what he thinks or what he says he thinks. He seems pretty earnest, but he was on TV. That's kind of makes anybody sus. If you're on like an actual Sunday morning show, I don't know. Not that, you know, it means that he's a show for sure or anything, but it does put him on the list. That's all.